Hey everyone. A while ago, I don't even know how long ago, it feels like a long time ago. I'm working a job now, so time passes a lot slower for me now. So anyway, I did a video talking about the Lightning Collection, and one of the things I would love to see in it is civilian characters get figures. I don't think it'd be that big of a stretch since Hasbro does things like Marvel and Star Wars. Both of those have like characters who aren't superheroes or like big main characters that get figures. So far in Power Rangers, they've mostly stuck to like the Rangers. We've gotten a few villains here and there, mostly sticking to Mighty Morphin. We've gotten a few in space characters. We got all the A Squad Rangers, which is unbelievable to me. They don't have head sculpts though, so that kind of stinks. But anyway, I did a thing all about Mighty Morphin civilian characters. So I was thinking, what about the rest of the Saban era? What kind of civilian figures would I want? So starting off with Zio, one of the main ones that I'm pretty sure there's a very good chance of this character getting a new figure is Auric. Auric the Conqueror. Let's see, Hasbro hasn't been doing too many like larger scale Megazord figures. We do have the retro Megazord line, so I'm really thinking that if they're going to do an Auric figure, it might end up in the Retro Megazord line first, though they've been really slow with that. We got the first wave, the second wave was announced, but I haven't seen it anywhere. I haven't seen images of it anywhere. Then we have like the bigger scale Megazords. Let's see, they did a Zeo Megazord, which looked pretty cool, I guess. Um, Trying to remember. I don't think there were any other big Megazords for the Lightning Collection yet, but I'm pretty sure they're coming in the future. Like, they're definitely going to do some Mighty Morphin stuff in the future. Anyway, aside from that Megazord in Zeo, civilian characters getting toys, I can't really think of too many. Like, allies and civilians. One of the allies I'd love to see is Triter from the episode King for a Day. Bulk and Skull are sucked into this other dimension when the bad guys are trying to capture Tommy, and so Bulk and Skull are put into this little prison with all these other like captured people and aliens, and they team up with this guy Triter, who's actually Koichi Sakamoto, the stunt director in a reptile kind of thing. I don't really know what you would call that thing he's wearing, but he was a cool character, and I'd love to see a toy of him. He's kind of a deep cut character, but then again, like I said, A Squad, the whole team got a release, so deep cuts aren't really that big of a deal for Hasbro. Also, like one of their very first figures was Tommy with the silver stripe on his helmet, and they actually called it Fighting Spirit Tommy. So that's a pretty specific reference. So I don't think it's too far out of the realm of possibility that they're going to do some like deep cut characters, but I think they mainly stick to Mighty Morphin. But Zeo is close. Like I've been seeing different companies slowly work their way into doing Zeo stuff. So if any season's gonna get like more focus, it would probably be Zeo. So trying to think any other allies or civilians in Zeo. Can't really think of any off the top of my head who would be really deserving of like action figures. So moving on to Turbo, the Turbo movie has a ton of characters I would love to see get new toys, and one of them is Larigo. Now, way back when the movie came out, there was actually a toy of Larigo that came with like a play set or something. Anyway, Larigo on his own is impossible to find. He goes for tons on eBay. I'm hoping maybe I can track him down like at a flea market or something this year. That would be awesome. Anyway, Larigo, he could come with his little key, magic wand, key thing, whatever it is. I don't remember. There's a name for it, but I don't remember what it was called. The sculpt, I'm guessing, would be far improved over the original figure. The original figure, while it's cool that Larigo got a toy at all, it's not a very good figure. It's not painted well. It's like way too bright. It's not painted entirely. The paint's not accurate. The sculpt is okay. I'm thinking if they made a new one, the sculpt would definitely be improved. Definitely have better paint on it. Let's see, accessories, like I said, is wand. Oh, or they could do like a cool little like set of him, his wife, and the baby. That'd be pretty cool. Like, the wife wouldn't even have to have that many moving parts since she mostly just kind of stands there holding the baby. She holds her hand out once or twice. Oh, she could have the little, like, metal mental psychic blocker thing, whatever. I don't know. In the movie, she was trying to send a psychic message to Larigo, but then Divatox stopped her by putting this metal thing on her head, which stopped her from sending the psychic message or whatever. That'd be a neat little thing to add in if they did choose to make these figures. So then next up is Alpha 6. This one is another one that I think there's a pretty good chance of it getting made, since we do have an Alpha 5, and he's getting kind of scarce now, so I'm thinking Hasbro's probably going to wait a while, and then they're going to re-release Alpha, maybe on his own, maybe in a set, or maybe he's going to come with something, or they could, like, take some of the pieces from that and use it to make an Alpha 6 figure. Alpha 6 doesn't look that different from Alpha 5. Demetria, this is kind of a weird one. I don't quite know the logistics of how they would do this. Maybe they could do it like how they did Alpha and Zordon. They could do an Alpha 6 and Demetria in the tube. Like, I don't know how they would do her exactly. Like, maybe they would have kind of like how they do Orko toys for He-Man, where it'd be like Orko and then he's like on a little clear peg, so it kind of gives the illusion that he's floating. Can't really think of a whole lot more to do with Demetria. Oh, if they make a Demetria, they could use the head for a Divatox figure later. There's some clever prop reuse. Oh, and the veil. I just got the Power Ranger Ninja Turtle figures, and the Tommy disguised as a foot soldier comes with this neckerchief mouthpiece thing. They could paint that white, reuse it for Demetria. It'd be perfect. So then, Blue Centurion. He's one that I think is definitely going to get a toy at some point. Like, most definitely, because he's a really cool looking character. He's very close to being a ranger. He's like a ranger-like character. Bonus things he could come with. The evil jacket, maybe. Or, maybe an evil pizza or two. He could come with his little stoplight thingy that he uses to stop the evil pizzas. Oh, maybe like an alternate head with oh yeah, I remember the little spots on his chest, the like traffic lights, they turn black when he's like turned evil. I don't know if they could actually do that though, like add little black things over them. I don't know. Maybe that's going a little too deep cut. I would be happy with just a standard Blue Centurion figure. Can't really think of too much he could come with. His gun, obviously, that's a big part of him. Whatever, moving on. Bulk and Skull, but as chimps. I think that would be a cool thing. Let's see. They could make a whole line of just Bulk and Skull toys in all their different outfits and all the different incarnations they've had. But I know this isn't a popular thing with fans, but I thought it was okay when they turned into chimps in Turbo. I thought that was kind of funny. It was different, and it didn't last like forever. It would definitely not. If it had lasted the whole season, then yeah, I would not like it. But it only like lasts the first like what 10 or so episodes, if that. So anyway, I think that would be kind of a neat little thing if they made Bulk and Skull chimps. If they made a Lieutenant Stone figure, they could have the chimps come with him or something. It'd be a neat little thing. So, I think that's about it for In Space. I can't think of too many other, like, ally civilian characters in Space that would really warrant having action figures. If I'm forgetting anybody, if you think of anybody, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear uh, what kind of obscure characters you'd like to see in the line. So moving on to In Space, Professor Phenomenus. If they make Bulk and Skull and Lieutenant Stone, they'd have to make a Phenomenus. Let's see, he could have, like, removable goggle glasses, whatever those things are on his head. Um, Maybe he could come with a beehive. I like that part in that one episode where he's like, "It's an alien pod at bees." It's a funny scene, anyway. Oh, or he could come with that phone in the desert with a shoe on it. You know what this means? Someone's walking around with one shoe on. um, hmm. Can't think of too many characters from In Space, like civilian ally characters that would make really interesting action figures. Like I'm really trying hard. In Space is one of my favorite seasons, but I can't think of too many characters that aren't like Ranger characters or villain characters or monsters or anything. So anyway, moving on, Waspicable. Waspicable would be a cool toy, and also if they make a Grumblebee, they could make a Waspicable. Actually, that'd be a good idea. Just if they make a Grumblebee, the first thing fans are gonna think is, "Ooh, I can customize it into a Waspicable." Like no one's gonna care about Grumblebee. They're gonna want to customize it into being Waspicable. So Lost Galaxy next. Mm, I don't know. Like they made Magna Defender like way back in the very first wave. I guess they could re-release him with Mike's head. Like I know you never see Magna Defender without his helmet, but you never see Doggy either, but they still made a Doggy head. So why not make a Mike head that to go with Magna Defender? Just do it. The trying to think of the the Guardian of the Book guy. I would buy that figure because I'm a Lost Galaxy nerd. Hmm. I don't know. I can't really think of too many or actually, you know what? Civilian outfits for the Rangers. I think Lost Galaxy with their uniforms. I really like the Terraventure uniforms. I think those would make really cool toys. They'd fit right in with like Star Trek and Babylon 5 figures if there were Babylon 5 figures back in the 90s from Playmates, I think, or Kenner? I don't remember. Anyway, moving back to Power Rangers. Can't think of too many ally civilian characters from Lost Galaxy specifically. Maybe they could make Bulk and Phenomenus in their like little like bar waiter outfits. So Lightspeed Rescue, Captain Mitchell. That would be a cool figure. I'd love to have a figure of Captain Mitchell. Um like the mentor figures from most seasons I think would make really cool action figures. So Captain Mitchell, we're trying to think stuff he could come with. He could have a removable hat. Um, well, one of the funny things I'm thinking about if they do actually ever make civilian character figures, are they going to include lightning effect pieces? I think that would be pretty funny if they had lightning effect pieces for like civilian characters. That'd be funny. Um, yeah, I cannot think of anything you could come with. So moving on, Dr. Fairweather, she deserves a figure. If they make if they make a Joel, then they gotta make Miss Fairweather, right? Then they can hang out and get married and go on a honeymoon the next season, and then get forgotten about for 20 years. Can't think of any other characters. Like allies, like recurring ally characters, weren't really a big thing in Lightspeed. And like as for civilian characters, Mitchell and Fairweather are really the only ones we saw like a lot. So I don't know. Moving on, Time Force. Circuit needs a toy. I definitely see them doing Circuit. Like if they make a trip, like a Green Time Force Lightning Collection figure, a little Circuit to come with him, that would be amazing. I would freaking love that. If they could like have little articulated wings or something, that would be really cool. Uh, I don't know if its eyes would open or shut or anything. That might be a little too asking a little too much, but like just a little Circuit to pack in with Trip, that would be amazing. Other characters in Time Force, I don't know, maybe the Black and White Knights from Beware the Night. Either of them would be pretty cool, and you could just repaint one to be the other. They didn't have a whole lot of visual differences. Hmm. Can't think of any other like ally civilian characters in Time Force that like deserve toys. Like maybe Alex, unmorphed Alex, which would be funny if we get an unmorphed Ranger, and of all Rangers, it's freaking Alex. So, moving on to Wild Force, Zanaku. I know a ton of people are waiting for a Zanaku figure. Wild Force is a pretty popular season at the moment. I'm thinking that a lot of people who were kids when Wild Force was on, like that was their first Power Rangers series. That's the one that they're the most nostalgic for. They're adults now. They're looking at the toy line and they're like, "There's no representation from my season. Where's the stuff for me? Where's the stuff I want?" And yeah, they're not doing a lot of Wild Force stuff, but yeah, a lot of people, especially like the Wild Force fans, really want a Zanaku, and yeah, that would be a really awesome figure to have. Um, can't think of too many like accessories it could come with. Like they have to have a sword, obviously. Um, the old Bandai, the head flipping one had a horn that could go up and down for some reason. That'd be kind of a neat little feature to have for it, I guess. If you really wanted to, I don't know, that might affect if they had it like that something like that as a bonus head or something, that'd be fine. I wouldn't want that to be the main head of a Lightning Collection figure. But yeah, just a standard Zanaku figure would be freaking amazing. Princess Shayla, that's another one that I'd really love to see a new figure of. There was a Shayla figure way back in when Wild Force was airing. There was like a little animarium playset that came with a Shayla. It was really cool, but Shayla's hard to find. That playset's hard to find. So yeah, she deserves a re-release. I can't think of anything she could come with really. Maybe they could do like, that's something I would really like to see is the Lightning Collection expand into doing play sets. Like I think the Animarium would be just the perfect one to do like early on. Like I'm guessing if they were to do play sets, they would probably do the Command Center from Mighty Morphin first. I'd also love to see the Juice Bar at some point. Why aren't we getting a Juice Bar playset? I've wanted that since I was like 2, and we've never gotten one. It frustrates me to no end. The Imagine X line would have been perfect for it, and that ended. And Hasbro's Play School Power Rangers line just flopped hard and apparently got canceled or something. So we're not getting it from there either. So anyway, back to this thing and away from my ranting about I want a Juice Bar playset. Or actually, this video's been going on for a while, so I'm gonna finish up Wild Force by talking about Kite Animus, whatever his name is, little kid that nobody really liked, but I'd love to have a toy of him. Yeah, even the characters I don't like in Power Rangers, I still want toys of them. Like, just for the sake of completion and me being an OCD autistic nerd who needs to have everything. I mean, I did 2 videos talking about civilian Power Ranger characters I want to see as toys. I don't think it's too much to ask since like in Star I still have my Star Wars toys in a box over there, and they made a toy of Wilrow Hood, who's like well known for being a really pointless character. Yeah, look up Wilrow Hood if you're interested in who that guy is. He carries an ice cream maker around that turned out to be really important due to like a nerd joke retcon. So anyway, yeah, that's it for civilian characters of the post Mighty Morphin Saban era. Next time I'll go into the Disney era, and if I have time, the Neo Saban era will be in that one, or I'll do a video about like something later on. I don't know. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.